Hey everybody, BrickLetters18 here today with my very first episode of a brand new series that I'm so excited about launching. It is the very first episode of Between the Bricks. Between the Bricks, which was a name by Brick Revolution, so huge thanks to you, Brick Revolution, for such a great name. I really do appreciate it. But Between the Bricks is going to be my story time kind of show here on YouTube. I've been a Lego collector for so many years now, and I've got so many stories that I could tell, about how I got started with Lego, my first Lego set, my hobby, everything in between. I've got so many stories that I would just love to share with you, as well as, 50 years down the line, I'd love to rewatch them again because I'll probably have forgotten them. So I thought this would be a really fun kind of series that I could make interactive and for you, more like a mini docu-series where I just want to take a look at my life in Lego, and you know what, Between the Bricks is by far the best name for it. So thank you for Brick Revolution for helping me come up with this name, and thank you to everybody who also voted for it as well. So with that being said, welcome to the very first episode of Between the Bricks. Today, I'm going to be telling you the story about how I got started with Lego, because what would be more fitting for the very first episode? So if you're new to the channel, a little bit about myself. I was born in November 18th of 1999, so I'm just barely squeaking in as a 90s baby. I have done YouTube since 2012, and I'm going to tell that whole story about how I got started on YouTube in a future episode, obviously. But I got started with Lego several years before that. So my journey with Lego goes back as far as I can remember. I don't even really know when I first picked up my first Lego brick because Lego's always just been something that's kind of been in my life. In this picture here, you're going to see my dad. I'm not even in this photo, but as you can see, he is on his hands and knees playing with Lego bricks. I believe this is the house that my parents currently live in now, but I'm not too sure. But as I said, I've always just kind of grown up playing with Lego. Some of my earliest memories are playing with the bricks that my nanny and grandpa had at their house. When my dad and his brother grew up, they had a whole bunch of the old classic space Lego sets, and they're still at my nanny and grandpa's house today. I remember with my sister playing with those sets quite a bit. We would build the set, sometimes with the instructions, most of the time without. We'd play with them for hours, build random things, malls, stores, restaurants, anything you could ever imagine. I know I was also a huge fan of the unofficial Lego sets, but the same idea, like the Mega Blocks. As you can see, this is actually my sister and I playing with those at my grandma and grandpa's house. So I don't remember this, obviously. I only remember playing with the older, the regular Lego classic space, but this is obviously before that, because this photo is from, I believe it's from, looks like about 2006, 2007. So that was a really long time ago. Probably a little bit older. As I said, this is also an even older picture of me with my dad. You can see here that we are playing with some like plastic blocks that I used to have, as well as Lego Duplo bricks. We built like a tower or something like that. So that's my dad and I there. And I'm obviously very young in this picture. So like I said, I don't really remember any of those pictures that I just showed you because I was so young in them. So I went through all my family albums trying to track down, what my first Lego set actually was. You've seen the pictures from the past where I don't really remember, but the very first Lego set that I remember having is the red boat that we've talked about before. I'm going to put the picture on the screen here. However, from the pictures I found, it doesn't look like that really was my first Lego set. As you can see from this picture in 2005, where I am just happy as can be, it looks like it was taken the same year as the last picture I had playing with Duplo with my dad, because I'm wearing the same outfit, but my hair's a little different. You can see from this photo, Christmas 2005, in the very bottom corner, there is this Lego World City set. I remember having this set. I don't remember this Christmas, I don't remember building this set, but I remember as a kid playing with this set so often. Getting back to the first Lego set that I actually remember getting as a kid is, of course, the red motorized Lego boat. I think that started my obsession with the Lego boats. But anyway, I estimate that I got this set for my 7th birthday, which would have been 2006. Unfortunately, the dates on these photos were undated, but as you can see here, it is my birthday. The boat is in this really cool package here. You can't see it yet, and I don't have a picture of me actually opening up the boat, but you can see from some of these other pictures, the boat is there. It's in the corner. I vividly remember this boat. It was a gift from my aunt and uncle, I believe, and I just remember this boat specifically because my dad basically had to build it for me. If I'm 7 years old, I'm too little to do this, but I remember vividly using that boat in the bathtub, and that's a set that I've had for several years now. Moving forward from 2006 through 2007 and into 2008, I wasn't really a huge Lego fan. I had Lego, I would play with it every once in a while, but it wasn't like a passion of mine. And I mean, what 7 or 8 year old really has passions? But for the most part, I had Lego. It was one of those things, again, I would build with, play with. As you can see from this photo here, this is the very first time I made a corner gas mock with my sister at my nanny and grandpa's house. Like, Lego was just always something I played with. leading up to my 9th birthday, when I would have been in grade 4, I went to my friend Jordan's house. And I very remember this, I remember this very vividly because when I went to his house for his birthday, for his birthday, he asked for Lego. And that's not something I really ask for a lot for my birthdays. I love toys, but Lego just wasn't top of my list. He asked for Lego for his birthday, and I remember going with my mom to the store and picking him out a Lego set. I believe it was the orange garbage truck. However, I could be wrong. That was like 12 years ago. Anyway, I remember I took it to his house. We had his birthday party, and I noticed he had this super cool Lego police station at his house. He was a big Lego fan, so he had so many Lego sets. And I remember looking at that police station and just being in awe. I thought it was so cool, and it was a set that I knew I wanted to get. So that September, I would say, really started my Lego journey. It really, really impacted me seeing that police station and wanting to do that. So I remember coming home and, I don't really remember it, but I know I came home and started building Lego, and I got really passionate from that September of 2008 and onwards. In November of 2008, we were actually going to Disney World for the first time as a family. So I was surprised with these Disney passes. My sister also gave me a set, and then in those months, I got really passionate about Lego. So for my birthday, my sister gave me this Lego Agent set, which was set number 4 of the 5 series with the really cool boat. As you can see, this is me opening it up, and I'm just so excited. I was really into Lego at this point. I really wanted more Lego, so I was ecstatic. This same day, they also told us we were going to go to Disney for the first time. And one of the big selling points they told us about Disney was the fact that Disney had a Lego store. Fast forward a few days later from when they, told us we were going to Disney, and my sister gave me that Lego Agent sets for my birthday. We flew to Florida and we went to Disney World. We went to the Lego store at Disney a few times to buy Lego sets. I don't even remember what set I bought, but they were a lot of Lego Agents because that was a huge theme I was into, as well as a bunch of smaller Lego City sets, as well as some just random Lego bricks to increase my collection. That's actually also when I got my first Lego loyalty card. As you can see here, it's void now because the Lego store employee went to throw it out when he converted it to VIP points. It looks like I spent a total of $100 at the Lego store back in 2008, and I remember we went like 2 or 3 times. It was such a big deal. That was like my first exposure to the Pick-a-Brick cups and stuff like that. I never filled one there, but I just remember like that Lego store was amazing. I got a bunch of sets there. Unfortunately, I don't have too many pictures of it other than this one in the hotel room at Disney where I was playing with the 5th set in the Lego Agents theme. That was one set I do remember buying at Disney World and building it up. Throughout here, as you can see, there are a bunch of images of me at Disney World with my family. We're exploring the Lego creation, seeing the Lego store. As I said, we went a few times and I really, really had the best time. Fast forward a few months later, we went to Disney over my birthday in November. The end of December for Christmas, the only thing that I really wanted for Christmas was that Lego police station. And that Christmas, I was actually fortunate enough to receive that Lego police station. As you can see here from the photos that Christmas, I am so excited to get this set. It was my first biggest Lego set at the time. It was huge. It was crazy. I was so excited you could just see the excitement from my pictures. You can see it as I'm building the set, as I'm getting it ready. Like it was just like the best Christmas ever. And this is Christmas 2008. So I was just turning 9 years old. And I would say this is like the starting point of my Lego hobby. This is a set from Santa. I remember the boxes back then used to be just ginormous. It had a flap and everything. Like this is an incredible set. I've actually still got this set over on the other side of my Lego room. It's been torn down, rebuilt, dropped, destroyed, smashed, everything you can imagine a few times in between, but the set is still on display in my Lego room because that was like the first major set that I ever got. As you can see from that Christmas, I also got a few other Lego sets, but of course the big one was the Lego police station. I really think that was my journey into Lego. Like it was just something I always grew up with, but the real defining moment in time for me was when I went to my friend's house, saw his Lego set. That was a huge thing. That's what made me want to get into Lego. That's what kind of started my 2-month passion into Lego, which resulted in going to Disney, which I think just further built my passion on the Lego, which led to Christmas. And honestly, the rest is history. While I think it's really cool to take a look at my journey in the past with Lego, looking at some of the old sets that I don't even really remember opening or building or anything like that, to knowing I had the red boat and everything like that, it was a lot of fun to go through memory lane and really take a look back at my journey here with Lego. I think all of that really brought me to where I am today, but obviously from 2008 to now, a lot has happened as well, and that's why I'm going to continue these stories times. Thank you so much for listening to my very first story for the episode Between the Bricks, listening all about how I got started with Lego, where my passions began, including some of my very first Lego sets. In the next episode, I'm looking forward to continuing to explore the different journeys I've had with Lego in this new series, Between the Bricks. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below what kind of stories you want to hear, what kind of things you would like me to talk about on this show. I've got a few episodes coming up, but I still want to hear your input. So thanks again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this very first episode. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one, and I'll see you later.